Okay, so I've been wanting to make this video for a while and I keep procrastinating on it. So I've been on a makeup no buy for like 3-ish months. I did have a slip up and bought one thing. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about my wish list items. Specifically wanted to talk shit about the stuff that was my wish list and now is not. Okay, I'm gonna talk about wish list stuff and then I'll talk about feelings about makeup. Okay, so I have 3 different lists. I have one that I really would like to purchase. The second list is stuff that I will buy if I pan things. And the third list is stuff that was originally on my list, but I got rid of it. The number 1 thing on my list is the Essence CoverGirl foundation. I've heard mostly bad reviews about it, but I still want to try it. I just think the little droplet things are so cool. However, I do have a rule of only having 2 foundations at a time. So hopefully by November, I'm done with at least one of them, but we shall see. And the second thing on my list is a Perry liquid lipstick in pink. I keep calling it liquid lipstick, but it's a stain. Yeah, I don't really have that many lip products. I'm pretty meh about them, but I've been wanting to have a pink lip product, and I feel like a lip stain is probably going to be easier for me to wear. The next thing is the Moira eyeshadow in the cream pot. I keep talking about this a lot. I'm so annoying. But anyway, this e.l.f. stick. So this is my favorite eyeshadow. But they changed the formula of it. I've tried a couple of the things to try to replace this, but nothing compares. I think I just really like that it's a cream formula. Not even the Charlotte Tilbury one was a replacement for it. So I'm just gonna try one more time with that cream eyeshadow, and if it's not the same, it's fine. I have found some other eyeshadows that are similar-ish in my collection. For example, this pink eyeshadow is very pretty. It's not the same, but it's okay. And then the other one, which actually is also an e.l.f. shadow, is this one. It's similar-ish, not exactly, but there's that. Next thing that I would like to buy is a sun blush. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's just very pretty. Honestly, I think I just like the packaging and the imprint of it, and I just like that it's black, but it's actually like a light berry color. I kind of told myself that I already have this eyeshadow, but I'm like, no, but it's not the same. This one is like a lot darker. But anyway, I think I am still gonna buy it, but I'll wait until the November. And then the next thing on my wish list is the L'Oreal primer. I put L'Oreal primer or Bioderma. I've tried a bunch of stuff for large pores and nothing really helps. I've tried, I guess not a lot, but I've tried the 2 e.l.f. primers, like the putty one and also the liquid one. And what else have I tried? I've tried a serum that's supposed to be sort of like a primer-ish kind of thing. Anyway, I'm almost done with it. It doesn't do much, but I just want to use it up. Oh, I also tried a pressed powder, but that didn't work. So I'm telling myself the L'Oreal primer is the last thing I'll try, and then if that doesn't work, then I give up. I also don't like silicone feeling type of things, so I feel like, why am I even trying this? But anyway, so that's why it's at the bottom of my list, because I'm not fully convinced that I will buy it. Okay, and then the Bioderma, I heard that primer recommended by a makeup artist. However, for both of these primers, I've heard that it can break people out, so I don't know. Okay, so my second list, like I said, is items that I want to purchase only if I finish the Project Pan goal. I always hear that Glossier has a pretty good Black Friday sale, but I feel like I'm not going to finish things by then. Okay, so I've been focusing on this foundation, so I have not been using the Glossier foundation. And so yeah, I feel like I'm not going to finish it by then. And what I'm trying to see is if the Essence CoverGirl is better than this one, then I will just stick with that one. I'm telling myself that I'm only gonna try out the Essence, and then if the Essence is better, then I'll just keep repurchasing that one. If not, I'll just keep repurchasing this one. But for some reason, I feel like there's something out there that's better. Which, by the way, other skin tints that I've tried, but that suck. So I bought the Fenty Eavesdrop blah blah blah. That was supposed to be a skin tint, but it was higher coverage and it felt like a regular foundation. On top of that, it was the wrong shade, even though it was medium neutral, which was what these shades are. And it was just drying and it looked cakey, so I ended up decluttering that to my aunt. And then I also tried the Lottie skin tint. It was in a similar package to like these type of things, and the color match was really good. But yeah, it was just very drying. It looked really bad. I ended up tossing that one, which I feel bad, but I don't think it would have worked for my sister either. I've tried the Misha BB cream and I feel like that was also too gray. So pretty much I've only finished one other Glossier foundation, and the other two recentish ones was the Lottie and the Fenty, but that was actually like maybe 2 years ago that I decluttered. So anyway, yeah. The next one on my list is the Glossier Strawberry Balm. I've just been using this as a night mask. I did not like the Laneige ones, and I do use this on my fingers sometimes, like especially like the sides sometimes get a little dry because I like go like this. I do have another ointment that's more for muscle stuff that I could probably use instead once I finish this. Anyway, I want the Strawberry Balm. I've never tried it, so we'll see. The other thing that was on my list was the Nivea Blackberry Lip Balm, which I think I'm probably not gonna buy for forever because I have this lip and cheek thing that I've been using for my lips, and it has that sort of color. And I've also have discovered that this Rare Beauty blush is also okay on the lips. I feel like I'm probably gonna hold off on that. Originally, I actually had the Clinique on here, but I decided never mind. And then I put on here as well that I wanted to try to finish this at least before the Essence. Don't know if I'll get there. I'm like halfway. I've had this for like 4 years now, so yeah. And the next thing I have is a brow powder. I hadn't filled in my eyebrows in a long time, maybe like a couple years, and I've started to do it, but I've just been using this powder. The goal was to finish this eyeshadow, mostly because I feel like I just wanted to make sure that I actually did need a brow powder and it wasn't like a one-time thing that I filled in my brows. So now my third list is stuff that was originally on my list, but never mind. The top of the list is stuff that I still kind of want, but I'm trying to tell myself to not get it. Okay, so the first two things I still kind of want, but I won't. So I have the Wet n Wild eyeshadow with the Comfort Zone. I used to have that palette, and I think I depotted them, and I either finished them or I ended up decluttering them after. But I kind of really do miss those champagne-y type of shades, like the shimmers. And I also miss that dark brown shimmer because I don't really have anything that similar. However, this is my eyeshadow collection, and I won't be able to fit another thing in here, so there's that. So the next thing is the Flower Beauty Desert eyeshadow, which I really just want, again, to try to find a dupe and or just more pink shimmers. Looks very pretty, but I don't have the space for it, and I don't want to declutter any of the ones that I have currently, so yeah, so no. So the next thing is the RMS bronzer with the Betty shade. I don't have any bronzer. I've tried bronzer in the past. It doesn't look good on me. I think I saw this on Jen Phelps' video. I think I was searching something else and then she came up and I was like, oh my gosh, that bronzer looks so pretty on her. But yeah, I don't like bronzer on myself. In my mind I was like, it's a light color, so maybe I will like it, but then I'm like, it might not show up on me because it's so light. And I also had a brown blush that looked really bad on me too. I've tried contour too. It just doesn't look good. So now it's on the nah list. The next thing is the Flower Beauty powder blush. Okay, so I have this Flower Beauty blush. Okay, this is probably my favorite blush in my collection, and I tend to reach for this the most because it's so easy to work with. And so I felt like I wanted to buy some more blushes from this line. I forgot the names, but it was between a peach one and a pink one, like a lighter pink. But then for the peach one, I realized that it's probably not going to show up on me. And I already have a powdered peach blush. This one, I have to like really pack it on to show up, but I have been using it lately. This is my slip up thing that I bought. But anyway, this peach thing I tried, and it just blends in with my skin color. Like it just looks like it's almost a foundation. Okay, there you can kind of see it, so never mind. Anyway, you get what I mean, right? It barely shows up. So I was like, if I buy it, I'm gonna regret buying it. And then the light pink one, same thing. I feel like it might not show up on me. It just looks too light. So I'm like, just keep the one you like. It's fine. As I mentioned in a previous video, this is my second favorite blush. It's Apricot and Besame Cosmetic. And I bought these two other shades because I like this so much. But really, I think I just like the color the most. Although I have been trying to use these a little bit more. Anyway, the point is that just because I like the one blush, I don't need all the colors in the collection, you know what I mean? I also already have this pink powder blush. The next thing was the ABH liquid blush in the shade Guava. So I did an anti-haul video of makeup releases, and that's probably the one that I was like, oh, it is kind of cute. And I think I just liked that the packaging was a little needle thing, so I thought it would be easier because I have a hard time with liquid blushes. I had the Rare Beauty blushes, I decluttered them. I feel like they were too pigmented and I just had a hard time mixing them in or blending them in. The only liquid blush that I have is this one, and I wore it today. I feel like it's already faded, but it's annoying, but the color's so pretty that I put up with it. And for some reason I was like, oh, but that color is light, so maybe it won't be annoying to blend out. And it has a point, so blah, blah, blah. So I was like kind of like talking myself into it, you know? And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make them know why. It's fine. I'll just wait for reviews, and if it's cute, I'll get it. But again, because I got this palette, which again was a slip up, I saw that this color was pretty similar to that shade. So I don't feel like I need it anymore. So the other thing was an Hourglass primer. Somebody recommended it in, I forgot what her name is. Elle Chu recommended it in a video for large pores, but it's really expensive. And I'm like, is it actually gonna do something? If anything, I will try the L'Oreal primer, and that's it. That's all I'm doing. That's all I'm trying. Next up was the Milk Jelly blush. So I have the Milk Jelly blush in Spritz, and I wanted the red one. I was between the red one and the coral one, and ended up going with the coral one. Ended up not buying the red one because it was out of stock. And I don't know, I think I especially wanted it for the lip stain. If I really do want a red lip, I can just use a red liquid lipstick. It did, however, made me add the pink lip stain. So instead of buying the other one of these, I'll just get the lip stain because that's specifically what I want. And I need to stop it with the blush, you know? The next thing is a Perry liquid lipstick in brown. I don't know, I saw the trend going around about brown lips, but I feel like it may look good on other people, but I feel like on me, it's not gonna look good. And I'm very picky about makeup, and I feel like I'm just not gonna like it. So I just put it back onto the nah list. And the next one is Clinique Black Honey. I already talked about this. I feel like it's just too expensive for a lip product. Maybe it's only 20 bucks. Now I can't remember it. But either way, I looked at it in person actually, and I swatched it. It seemed kind of oily and thin. And then also, I didn't like the packaging. Which is such a petty thing, you know, but if I'm gonna spend more money on it, I want it to look cuter, you know? I had heard that everybody was in love with it, but lately I've been hearing that it's actually drying and that it's overhyped. So I'm like, okay, thanks, that's all I needed to know. I still would like the Nivea Blackberry one, but again, I feel like this is probably gonna take me a while to get through, so I'm cool with not having it for now. The other thing on my list was e.l.f. or Maybelline Fit Me foundation. I used to have the Fit Me foundation when I was younger, like 19, and I decluttered it because I started using more skin tints, and I kind of wanted a more full coverage foundation, but like I tried the Fenty one that was a little bit higher coverage and I hated it, so why am I gonna try a thicker foundation, you know? So that's the Nah list. The next thing was the Moondust palette. So I guess it's discontinued and they only have singles, but I kept checking to see if it was in stock again. I ended up buying this knockoff palette, which is not the same. I do have an actual Urban Decay Moondust thing, and they're not the same, but I still like them both. I don't think it's gonna come back in stock, and it's fine. I'm not gonna really go out of my way to find it. Really, I mean, the main reason why I bought these is because, again, I was looking for a dupe for this. The next thing is the Patrick Ta eyeshadow palette with the pink shades. Again, looking for a dupe for this. I swatched it. I feel like the formula wasn't that good for how expensive it is, and if anything, I might buy the Flower Beauty one, but not right now because I don't have space for them, okay? I don't have space for them, and I don't want to get rid of any of these, so if anything, I should try to pan stuff. I have thought about, however, to depot things because there are certain things that I don't really care about. For example, for this palette, I really like these, and I like this one. This one's okay. Someone's on the door. My bad. It was a male person. Actually, I guess for this one, there's more shades that I like. For this one, I just like this shade. For this one, I pretty much just use this one. Like, I should use these other ones. Oh yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna mention. That if I really wanted to, I could use this shade instead of buying the Flower Beauty blushes. Although I feel like this isn't really cool tone pink because, you know, duh, it's peach, but I guess, you know, I could try it for the peach one. This one, all the shades look pretty similar, to be honest, but I usually use this one. And then, sorry, now I'm showing you everything, but okay. For these, I like this one, but to be honest, I think these three are my fave. The rest are okay. Again, I guess this one I've been using for my brow. So for this one, I really just like this shade. I want to try using the water thing more, like I did it with these two. Like, you spray your brush with water, and that seemed to make the shade show up a little bit more. And then for this one, I, for the most part, just like that one. But I feel like if I depot things, I'm not going to use it because it's going to look ugly to me and I'm not going to want to use it. So it's okay. I'll just try and use the shades a little bit more, maybe. So the next thing is the Benefit lip stain. I ended up switching it out with the Perry one because that one was cheaper. Yeah. And the next thing is the Milani Cream Blush Trio, which I bought this in the place of the Milani Cream Blush Trio. I've already talked about this. I had decluttered this and I missed one of the shades, and that one shade I missed was not in the Milani one, so I ended up buying this one Mercari. It was new, but it still smells a little crayony, but I still haven't using it. It's kind of pleasant to me, but anyway, I'll just have to check to make sure that I don't break out. So going back to my first list, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. So my first list has 5 products, by the way. And then the Project Pan stuff, I feel like it's probably gonna take me longer than November to like achieve my goals. So yeah, might not buy that stuff. And the Nah list, that's pretty good. And I guess I'll talk about my feelings about makeup and all that. So yes, so I was really into makeup in 2020, like early 2020. Then I started preparing to buy a house, so I was not really buying makeup products and I was more focused on either saving or buying household things. And then I moved and all that, and I kind of just was not into makeup as much. And yeah, so then I started getting back into makeup this year, 2024, and I started buying stuff. And I actually did make a spreadsheet. In 2024, I felt like I was starting to buy too much makeup, like at least like 2 or 3 things a month. It wasn't like an insane amount, but it was still a lot. And I actually calculated how much I spent, and I've spent $258.56 on makeup this year, which is kind of a lot. I think it started with me trying to find a dupe for this guy, like at the end of December, which again, it wasn't that much at December. Maybe I bought 3 or 4 of these, but it kind of started picking up this year. And so I decided to go on a no buy. And so yeah, that's where I'm at. I think also my purchases kind of went up again because I've been watching more makeup-y YouTube, whereas before I was watching more cleaning content. And then when I had my temp job, which I was decluttering, it was just seeing messes all day, cleaning my house. So then I just stopped watching cleaning content and I started watching more of the makeup stuff, which then influenced me to buy some stuff and also just be interested in makeup in general. And yeah, and at the same time, makeup is like a really nice escape. Same with YouTube in general, because you know, you get to escape from reality. And for me, I've been dealing with chronic pain, and just thinking about makeup makes me feel happy. But now that I've been project panning and like focusing on that aspect of beauty, I feel like it's been really nice. And I think I also was more interested in blush for a while. Like, I didn't really care about eyeshadow, and I was even decluttering eyeshadow. And then I started getting back into eyeshadow, so then I bought a couple more eyeshadow palettes, and then I decluttered blush, and then I bought more blush, and I was like, dude, I can't be doing this. Like, I feel like for a while I appreciated my blush collection, and I felt like my blush collection was complete or whatever. And really the only 2 things I've bought blush related are these 2 things, but you know, just the fact that like I wanted more things was kind of a problem, you know? I feel like I'm not making any sense. Do I still think about makeup before going to sleep? Yes, but I think about my collection, which is really fucking weird, but I don't know. Instead of thinking about, you know, shit, you can think about makeup, you know? And then with YouTube, I feel like it's gotten better too to like not watch that much, but I think it's more so if I'm not at home, then I don't really have the temptation to watch YouTube. It's usually when I'm at home, or like I do something and I'm like, okay, let me take a break, and I watch YouTube, but then it ends up being like, you know, 5 videos, which I watch everything in 1.5 or 2 times speed. But you know, I have been lurking on the makeup rehab subreddit, and I feel like I was going on it like every night, and lately I haven't been doing it as often because I feel like I'm not as obsessed with makeup as I was. Somehow I feel like with the no buy, it made me more obsessive over makeup and thinking about makeup. I don't know, it's weird. I was trying to make a point, but I forgot where I was going. Oh, so anyway, I have heard that a lot of people use makeup as a crutch to, you know, avoid reality, which same bro, but I think it is good to use it as a distraction a little bit, but once it gets too much, then it gets too much, you know? Anyway, I feel like I'm not making sense, so I'm just gonna stop it there. Thank you for watching. Bye.